Summer is awesome and all, but f me, it's hot.
Hello everyone, and thanks very much for joining me. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker, and today we have got another vlog. It's a late vlog, but it is a vlog nonetheless. Apologies for why it's late, and I'll go into all of that in a little while. Now let me just reorganise my screens here. Now, little things I'm going to try and remember is my camera will time out usually around the kind of 17-minute mark. So I might do 15 minutes and then 15 minutes. So we'll see how we get on. But I think the heat has not been helping just all of the computer systems. I've had all manner of issues recently, which has been a hoot. But it's been hot. It's been hot. If you've been in the UK over the last maybe week or so, it's been a warm time, which has been, it's been lovely, but we just don't get time to acclimatise to it. So it kind of goes from cold and wet and shit through to just blisteringly hot, and then it'll go cold and wet and shit again. So it's not like pretty quickly. So there's no real ramp up time or time to get used to it. So when it does arrive, we've all been complaining about how cold it's been for the last however many months. And then it's going to be a case of go, it's too hot, I'm melting. So, yeah, so that happens. But anyway, so I apologise if you see beads of sweat. I've just put a load of cold water over my hair. And hopefully we can keep ourselves cool enough to be able to get through this together. Apologies if that was a bump for headphone users. I try and limit my sound. I'm going to do a thing just to get your opinion on sound at some point, because at the minute I was recording through some software called Audacity, but then figured out that's what was putting the annoying ticking that some people were hearing. So I can't record with that, so I record my audio with a different bit of kit, then I run it through Audacity to just kind of play with the EQ and what have you a little bit, and I also limit it, so hopefully when there is a thump, when something goes down on my desk and my microphone picks it up because it's attached to the desk, hopefully it kind of doesn't spike and it won't kind of blow out your eardrums or anything like that. That's the theory anyway, but what I might do is do a little bit of a test. So I'll do a little bit of a video with just kind of unprocessed sound, and then a bit of a video with processed sound. I've got wind. Excuse me, little drinky poos. So, what's been going on? What's been going on? It's, other than it being fucking hot. So I have had a haircut this week. Alan, you'll be happy about that, my friend. I have had a haircut, really happy with the haircut, but I was running super late. Got to the hairdresser or the barber. He did my hair, but my regular guy couldn't do my beard. So went over to see a different dude that to do the beard, and he cut it just way too short. Look how short that is. Look, they used to come down to like here, and there's so much taken off. So I'm mortified. It's really, really terrible. However, because, and this, you know, we're men, we're allowed to look after ourselves a little bit, because I want to give the beard every option it can to really kind of get growing and do some stuff. I've been having a little look about and seeing what stuff you put on there, you know, and came across this really cool guy called Zek, Z-E-C. Now, go ahead, if you're a beardy person, go ahead to www.satonmybutt.co.uk, and he reviews all sorts of beard lotions and balms and moisturisers and stuff and things, which is really cool. I'll put the link down below, but it's actually a cool site. If you're a beardy person, why not? Why not make it look a little bit tidy if you can? So, yeah, I'll put the link down there. Not vape related, I know. But I'll put the link down below if you so want to check it out, because he's a cool guy and it's a cool website. So, other than that whole kind of head experience, the only good thing was I managed to ride into the city, so I got out on the bike again and ride around the city. I might put some video in this, but I'm trying to get this vlog out really quickly, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Right, let's have a little look at the products we've been using this week, shall we? So, I've got notes here, so I apologise if I keep streaming off. I'm just battered in the head today. So we've got the Movkin Disguiser. Now, I think I must have shown you this. I must have done. But it's the Disguiser, but they also sent across the tank and all the bits and bobs and the RDA and things, and the squonk attachment. Now, the squonk attachment is kind of fairly solid once it's in there. A little bit of a faff to get it in, but once you're in there, it's all fine and dandy. The door, however, is wobbly as fuck. I don't like that at all. But no, I've been using this, and the actual squonk action on it is really quite nice. Now, spoiler alert, the mod is fucking huge. It's massive. It's really a really big mod. If I compare it to, I'll show you the footprint compared to the Triad. See that? It's a big bugger, isn't it? Yeah, so it is huge. But that being said, the squonk action's nice, the door's rubbish, but the full review on this will be coming. Let's have a little vape. It's nice to be squonking with something different. But yeah, anyway, full review on that one. But I have been vaping the arse off that. What else have we got? We've also got the Inikin Disruptor. Now, the review on that went up at the end of last week, Friday, I think. Friday or Saturday, one of the two. Really enjoying, have been enjoying using that with the Axiom tank. The wife has now commandeered both of those, so now the review's up. That's been stolen, and I won't see that again. So that's nice. The other thing that I've been using is I've been using the Therian still, but I have got the support tank. Now, if you're one of the people that follow me on Facebook, on my Vaping Biker page on there, then you'll notice that I got this, and I think I put it on Instagram and Twitter as well, that I said no to more tanks, and yeah, I got this one anyway. So I don't think this is going to get a full review, to be honest with you. And I told the Watofo guys that as well. As a tank, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Hey, look out, look. Hey, I put my phone, didn't put it on silent. Hey, go on, son. Right. It's my pal Andy. We're going out for dinner tomorrow. I will text you back later, Andrew. Right. So with the support, yeah, am I going to be doing a full review? To be honest, I've got that much stuff coming in at the moment that because it's an unsolicited review, it's something that I said I didn't want to be sent to me, and they sent it anyway. I'm thinking I may not do. However, I might do a written one on the website. I'm still trying to find the time to get in to do that. Now then, what do I think about it in general? As a tank, it's top-down airflow. So the airflow goes in the top. It goes down the outer of the outer sleeve of the chimney, between the outer and the inner sleeve of the chimney. It goes down onto your coils, and then it comes up through the mouth hole and into your mouth. It's got adjustable juice control, as we're used to on so many RTAs at the moment, with just a little twisty thing. It's got a bit of a wobble when your juice flow holes are open. And I mean, it's well made. It's well made, other than the wobble thing. And it vapes. Let's have a little look. 44.4. Vapes all right. Yeah, I mean, it vapes fine. It vapes fine. I don't think it's the tastiest tank I've had, to be honest, but that could just be me. We all know what my taste buds are like. It looks nice. I'll give it that. I think it looks the tits. I think it looks really quite kind of funky and classy and all that, and chunky. It looks chunky, which I think is cool. You can replace the drip tip to one of your own, I believe. Let me have just a little check on that before I go and say that, and then a load of people in the comments go, no, you can't. Hang you on tickety poos. Where's all my Wizzy drip tips? Yeah, there we go. Yes, you can. You can put whatever you fancy in there if you want to make it look pretty. So, yeah, so whether it's going to get the review or not, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But it's not unpleasant to use. Like I say, that wobble is a little bit annoying, but it's just one of those things. it's because when you're loosening the top section to get off the to open up the airflow, it just reveals a couple of threads, and that could have been a slightly tighter tolerance, I guess. The other annoyance is that the band at the bottom, or the bottom section rather, that attaches is really thin. It's really thin. See if you can see this. Right, it's this little section at the bottom underneath that sort of seam there. So when you want to take the tank off, it's difficult to get a grip onto, you know. And so because of that, it's all right. It's not going to be one of my favourite tanks. It's certainly not going to be anything that gets my juices flowing. But yeah. There we go. It's a tank. We will see about that. Now, I don't know, did I mention before that the very nice people at Vape Geek did send me that big bad boy. Look at the size of that. That is that's the mod father. That is a 30mm tank. 30mm RDA. Now, I've still not had a chance to build it, to be honest with you, but it's a big bastard. And they've also got the nano kit, which shortens it a bit. But yeah, that's one of those. If you want a 30mm RDA, go and check these guys out. I don't know how much they are or anything about it, and I've not even tried it yet. But from what I'm led to believe, they're actually really bloody good. I think Rick from the Ideal Home Show, I think he really likes these as well. So, and Mark Todd had one, and I think he likes it as well, which surprised the crap out of me, because he usually likes tight butthole air with little dinky pretty things. So. So yeah, but there, that was nice of them. Thanks very much for that. Now then. So that's what I've been vaping on a whole bunch this week, but I have also been starting to try out some of the new things that have come across, and I've got a lot of stuff to show you today. Oh my days. Now then, so we've had a look at the disguiser. What's next? We've got from Beyond Vape. Beyond Vape sent me some bits and bobs, which is very kind of them, and we've got this. If we get into focus, if I touch the screen there, look at that, look. It's a nice little dinky RDA, isn't it? I know Grimm covered this recently, or he mentioned it in his first looks, and he didn't like the drip tip. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Now, this is it's a dual post, and it's got the clamps. So, like the Goon and that Cthulhu thing I looked at a while ago, it's got clamps going down. It's got single screws rather than dual screws. And it's got a couple of particularly ropey coils in there at the moment, but don't judge me. Hey, it's 24mm, but it's quite a dinky little sort of squat little event. Let's have a little vape. Now you'll see that I've got the air holes open kind of halfway, maybe a hint under halfway. And that's been a really, really nice vape for me. I've been really enjoying that. It's building on it with the clamps on the top is something that I mean I never had the Goon, so I didn't kind of get into that whole train thing that was going. But yeah. It's interesting. It's an interesting one to build on. I think basically the couple of builds that I've put in it thus far have been making it harder than it needs to be. So I'm going to have a little play with it. However, once it's built, I think it looks awesome, and the flavour on it's great. And yeah, I've been enjoying using it. And this is the Terminus from Aria. Aria. But I'll pop the link down below for Beyond Vape for that bad boy as well. Now then, on top of that, we've got and I'll go through. Shall I go through the mods at the same time? I'll go through the mods at the same time. It is currently on this little puppy, which is a Smok mod. Now, Vape Distribution, the guys at Vape Distribution sent me a couple of mods. They sent me this and another one. Now, this is kind of like a lot of the mods that have been coming out recently, where this whole section here is the button. It pivots down the bottom here, and so you can just grab it anywhere you fancy and you'll fire it, which kind of works. It does what it says on the tin. First impressions, do I think it's giving out the full wattage? I'm unsure at the moment, but that obviously is going to get a lot more testing. This has come in more recently than the Aria. The 510 I've noticed is already a bit of a pain in the ass because we do have a quite the gap going on there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there it is. See that bad boy? So yeah, we've got the gap going on. So I'm a little bit about the 510 on this mod, but no. Otherwise, the wife's really been enjoying using it as well. But there we go. So that's those two things. Now then, we've got also the. Now you're not going to see this because it's black. I've got the silver one for the, or the stainless one for the review. Now this here is the how is it? Tokugawa RDA from Tendou. Now you may remember those crazy cats from Tendou because I reviewed their Nobunaga and what was the other one? The Nobunaga Mini, which was this one, which I really enjoyed. That's not going to focus. And there we go. And I still use this Nobunaga Mini. And I think it's a great little sort of squat little RDA. And there was also the other thing. What was the other one? What was the other one, guys? I can't remember. It's here somewhere. No, I've put it somewhere safe. Anyway, Shingen, that kind of makes sense. Anyway, yes, the no, I went off on a tangent then. Sorry. We're 16 minutes in. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stop this recording, and then I am going to start recording again. Oh, magic! Right. So I've just noticed that my timer goes red when it gets to the sort of 17-minute mark. It goes red. So that's, hey, learning slowly. Right then, okay, I was talking about this RDA, and yeah, it is the Tokugawa. It's from the guys at Tendou. And it's interesting. It's super interesting because it's got a really interesting deck to it. And I like different decks. Once again, don't judge me on these coils. But look at that for a deck. You've got your post screws around the outside. Now, over those two coils, what you've got is an air hole that's coming up through the centre. Now, that's fed by a couple of air holes at the bottom here, which does have an AFC ring. Or you can control the air by having side airflow in the cap. Or you can have a combination of both of them. And I've been going mainly with the airflow just coming from underneath because I think that's been going really well on flavour. And yeah, it's a restricted lung hit if you do that. But I mean, I can. Hey, no rules. I'll open up the side a little bit. And that's been a cheeky little 50 watts going through there, and I'm enjoying that greatly. So that's a really interesting little design. When I saw it to start with, I did think, is it kind of a different or innovative style for this, just for the sake of doing something different? But actually, I don't think it is. I think it's actually pretty cool. So single coil or dual coil in there, and it's a bit of a winner. So I've been enjoying it a lot. Having that single air hole that comes up through the centre of the deck means that you don't have to, if you close off the side airflow, or you can, I can't even talk. If you close off the side airflow, then all the airflow is going directly underneath your coil, which I think is really cool. And then the side airflow you can use as a kind of a either hitting kind of the middle of the coils, hopefully, if it comes in, or at least it'll cool down the vape if you put like a single Clapton or Alien or something like that in there. But no, it's been good. I've been enjoying it. I really have. And it's been a week of the invasion of little black mods. Let me just show you this. I'll get back to the thing in a second. But Look at those. It's bonkers. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the RDA. Now that is on top of a mod from Vape Sig. Vape Sig. Where is it? I haven't even got the box up here, I don't think. No. Anyway, it is this little puppy, and it's a dinky little single 18650 little mod. It's a really nice little shape. It's got SD Mini written on the side there. Hang on, you have to put your hand up there. Look, SD Mini, there you go. It's an 80 watt mod. Is it going to pull 80 watts on a single battery? Who knows? But we'll have a little look at that. It does all manner of temp control and all sorts of bits and bobs. But it is just a really dinky, nicely shaped little mod. And I think it looks quite classy. When they asked me to review it, I said, sure, yeah, I'll have a look at that. But can you send me because these come in a whole bunch of colours. So I wanted like the blue one or a green one or a red one or something like that. Not the red one because the red's horrible. This has put me off red for life. But yeah, I wanted a colour one because it looks better under camera. However, they ignored all of that and decided to send me the black one anyway. So, yeah, so we've got invasion of the black mods at the moment. Power delivery seems reasonable. A kind of a split-second delay before it gets into the coils, if you like, but that's entirely acceptable amount. And there is a different one that I'll tell you about in a second. But no, otherwise, this is quite a funky little mod, and it's got a little bit of weight to it as well, which I think is nice. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. After that, we have showed you the Smok mod, didn't I? The one with the big button thing. After that, we have this one. Now, when I picked them all up, I picked them all up on the side and everything's leaked everywhere. Right, hold you on a second. Now then, Vape Distribution also sent me through another one. Now this was a Smok tank and a Koopor, although it's marketed by Smok, same company. This little setup here, okay, which is the night kit. Now in this night kit we have a mod and we have a tank. Okay, now you'll see that you've got a 2mm mark here, so much like the Cubis and all that sort of stuff. This is something where you attach the coil to the underside of the top cap and then it just donks in and away you go. And there's the mod. Now the buttons, once again, entirely reasonable, nothing overly exciting, but I think they went to their logo. They went to their logo designer and said, we're going to do a kit. Would you mind throwing up all over this? That'd be splendid. Look at the amount of stuff on there. Yeah, so there's this dirty great big dragon thing going on here, the Koopor logo, and then this is brilliant. I think this is awesome. Are we going to focus? There we go. It's a Smok helmet. Let me get the focus on it. Go on, focus, you bugger. A Smok helmet, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. So, when people sort of say, what have you got in your mouth? You can say, I've got Smok's helmet in my chops. I'm such a child. Anyway, there you go. Why would you call an RDA something you put in your mouth a helmet? Why would you do that? Anyway, here's the thing with this mod. Already, it seems to be performing. It seems to be doing kind of what it should do, pretty much. However, there's a couple of little things. The tank is entirely average. I'm not super excited about the tank, but the mod is. As a kit, it's all okay, you know. Does that make sense? It's all okay, but it's nothing, you know, super exciting. Two things about the mod. First off, the fire. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this if I put it next to the, or nearish the microphone. Let me press the button. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. There is a. Can you hear that? Get that delay? that delay, I mean, it's one of those kind of split-second things, but nonetheless, it is a reasonable delay. Now, generally, I will tend to kind of hit the button as I'm putting it in, as I'm putting the helmet in my mouth. But oh, Dean, grow up. But yeah, so I'll press the button before it goes in there, and then and it's not too bad. So I just went off kilter then. Yeah, so it's not too bad, but yeah, it is going to be one of those things that you're going to be aware of if you do use this mod. Also, the door, there's no kind of finger. You can't finger the door, but what it does do is you can move it down. See that? So it sort of slides down on the magnets, so it kind of has a bit that pokes out from underneath, so you can take that off. Now, that was kind of, before I knew that was there, that was all right. But now I know it's there, I'm doing that all the time, and it's really annoying to everybody. And I think Mrs. Biker may stab me soon. But yeah, so that's a thing. Now then. Now I need to look into this one even more. I haven't done so yet, but I don't think there's a rebuildable coil for this tank, which is a bit frustrating. However, for a little starting kit, it's quite heavy, it's quite chunky, and you've got different settings like soft, hard, and powerful, and all that sort of stuff. So you can go hard into your helmet if you really want to. So that's there anyway. What else have we got? Oh, so that's not a sealer. I went for dramatic effect then, and that's not working at all, is it? That's still not working. Ah, shit me. Right, anyway. It's the Recoil RDA. Why? I've got focus going on up here somewhere rather than in here. Let me see if I do that. There we go. Look at that. Look. Press the screen, focus. So the Recoil RDA, it is a chunky bugger. Let me see if we can get that going on there. There we go. We've got the two down facing air holes. We've got two different caps on it. And yeah, it's exciting times. Now, I put it on my Titan because, you know, let's go for that. On a 0.25 build. Nothing super exciting going on there. We've got some nice and chunky O-rings going on. And let's put some more juice on there before I try and vape that. And I only got it today. It came from the Yorkshire Vaper in the UK. And yeah, thank you very much to Dale from those guys. I did buy this one because I figured a lot of you people watching will want to get to know it or understand what it's all about, because you'll see it around social media all over the place. A couple of the things. Can you see how thick that top cap is? No, you can't, because it's not focusing. There you go. Look how thick that bad boy is. That is making a 22mm deck, a 24mm RDA, because it's so damn thick and chunky. And I'll go into the reason why, but if you're not sure why that is, go and check out Grimm's review. Obviously, this has been a collaboration between Grimm Green and Ohmboy OC, and it's a chunky little bugger. But let's have a little vape, shall we? Nice. It's not a bad little RDA, actually. Obviously, this only arrived today, so I've just thrown a build in here, and we're going to see how that all rocks in. But it's an enjoyable little vape, to be honest. You do have two caps. The other cap is exactly the same. But the two holes you get each side are slightly smaller, so that is more for your flavour apparently than the clouds. But it is a restricted flow, but it's actually a really nice restriction. That to me is spot on. I do like it. Now, the posts, you're not... you can better see this. The outer posts are situated higher than the inner post, so the positive post is lower down, so you can still, in the same way as when you build a velocity style deck, you can have one coil or one leg coming out at the top and one leg coming out at the bottom, so you can still do that with this, although it's not a velocity style deck to build on, but so far it's actually pretty good. Nice, I'm enjoying it, and that's a 0.25 coil on a dual parallel box on the Titan. Very, very enjoyable. So yeah, so that's that good stuff. Now then, got the random section. 13 minutes. Oh my word! Right, the random section. We've got a competition. Now, why have I not been around that much, and why did my vlog not come out on Sunday? It's because, thanks to my ankylosing spondylitis and fibro and all this sort of bits and bobs that I've got, I've had a little bit of a flare-up, and it'll tend to happen once a year, where my knee will just blow up, and it just goes all a bit bonkers. Now, because of that, I'm off to hospital this afternoon and going to get a fuck off great needle stuck in there, and they're going to pull out a load of juice, and it's a lovely experience having a needle under your kneecap. It's a hoot. So yeah, so I'm doing that. So it's not really stopping too much, but I've not really been a joyous, happy kind of guy the last couple of days. So I've just taken a couple of days out to rest everything and just chill out and get on with some other stuff that I had to do. So because of that, I thought, as a way to say sorry to everybody, I am going to do a competition. And the competition is going to be run on my Facebook page, which, because there's a lot of people that don't know that I have the Vaping Biker Facebook page, and I get a lot of friend requests on my personal page, and that's brilliant, and I really appreciate all of those. However, excuse me, you don't need to see what I've had for dinner or the last umpteen pictures of Dizzy or whatever else. So so I've got the Vaping Biker page to talk about vaping stuff and you know, keep people up to date and all that sort of malarkey. So I'm going to use that one. I will put the details and everything on there, but it's going to be related to what's going on with my knee and how you can win a lot of Grumpyjuice. Should I tell you the details? Should I tell you the details? Okay, it's going to have to do it. It's going to be, I'm in hospital, it's 12:36 now, I'm in hospital at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and that is going to, once they pull out all of the juice in my knee has had, between the few previous times I've had it done, it should have 17 ml of fluid in your kneecap, or thereabouts I believe. And I have had between 90 and 120-ish, 124 ml of fluid taken out in the past. On different occasions, which is nice. And I know this is really gross, but I thought, why not make a bit of fun out of something gross? So what we're going to do is we're going to have a competition on Facebook. Do not put the answers on here because it's not going to count in the slightest. So on Facebook, on the see, I didn't see it go. I didn't see the timer go red then. Didn't see the timer go red. Anyway. As I was saying, on the Facebook page on Vaping Biker, what I'm going to do is I am going to put the competition up where you guess how much juice is going to get pulled out of my knee, and the closest winner will get the equivalent amount of juice from my knee, but made Grumpy Custard from Grumpyjuice in the UK is going to double the amount. So if I have, say, I don't know, say 100 ml of fluid come out of my knee, he is going to give away, Peter at Grumpyjuice is going to give away 200 ml of custard. And if you use, or if you watch my reviews regularly, you know that I use this a lot. And I mean, at the minute I've got it in I've got it in this, I've got it in, what else have I got it in? I've got it in this. I've got it in this, So I use it a lot, and I use it a lot from a sort of a taster point of view, so I get to understand the different tastes in different RDAs and tanks and stuff as well. So yeah, so I'll put all the details on the Facebook page, and I'll put the link to the Facebook page underneath here. But yeah, it sounds gross, but I thought, fuck it, it'll be a laugh. And the guys at Grumpy are being very kind and donating some juice. So if you fancy winning some Grumpy Custard, head over there and yeah, get your guesses in. It'll be a giggle. I'm going to announce the winner hopefully tomorrow, as long as I can kind of walk enough to get upstairs and get in front of the camera. So that's going to be a bit of a giggle, and just shits and giggles, and someone's going to get potentially to get a nice bunch of juice out, which will be good. Right, other fun things other than the helmet. Happy birthday to Mark Todd. Mark Todd became a pensioner this week, so well done for you, sir. And I'm sure that the bus pass will now help for getting to and from work. Hope you had a really good day. I believe it was quite a drunken one, so good on you, old boy. And yeah, heating allowance this winter. Other than that, what else have I got? I've got a couple of should I tell you about random stuff? Do you need to know about random stuff? Little things in life. I got one of these. Hang on, unplug this. Got one of these, look. It's a little multi-USB kind of card reader thing. It's a USB hub and a card reader and a charger, and it does all sorts of bits and bobs. And it's a marvellous piece of kit, and it came from Amazon and was like 12 quid or something, and matches all my Mac stuff, which I think is quite cool. So that's good. It's just little things like this. I'm trying to sort of accumulate things that I can have at my desk to stop me A, knocking shit over, which is good, and B, just having a bit of an easier time, because I'm trying to produce the really good content and the good interesting stuff, but obviously it adds time to what I do, so I'm trying to figure out ways of just making things quicker, and doing all USB 3.0 and all that sort of stuff, it should help with that. Other bits and bobs, I've got a new tripod. This is what I use, by the way, for when I've got this camera out and about. I've got a rubber one, missus, that I normally use, but it makes your hands a bit stinky. So the idea is you put your camera on there, give it a bit of a bend, put your camera on there, and you can look kind of almost natural without doing that. So you don't get that kind of selfie look the whole time. So I'm doing that. Camera's on there, pointing and shooting. You see. Yeah. Oh, I was going to do a video just covering. I mentioned before in I think the last vlog what I use for everything, and I was going to do all of that stuff to just do kind of a what I use video for any other aspiring YouTubers or anything like that. I don't know if it'll be helpful or not. Or if it's kind of too niche a video to put out there. If you're interested, let me know and I'll do something about that one. Now then, what has been going? What else have we got? I have been vaping on juice. I had a green slush by EcoVape, and I can't remember who sent it to me, but that was quite a reasonable little vape. I did, when I went to have my hair done, I went to go and buy some juice. Excuse me. So I went to go and buy some wick liquor, and that was for both me and Mrs. Biker. Mrs. Biker is addicted to Boulevard. I like Deja Voodoo. But I also went and bought some of this stuff. This is Golden Ticket, which is like a milk chocolate thing. And I'm still on the search for a good chocolate vape, because it's kind of close and ish, but no. What else? Homebrew. I have been working on the homebrew, so I haven't forgotten about doing that video for you guys. What I've got here is my last sort of batch of stuff that I've been making up, and I'm still having issues with it being super harsh. Smells nice, but it's kind of pretty spiky on the back of the throat, and there's been lots of people when I've mentioned it in vlogs that have offered advice, which is brilliant. I am going to try and get some nick in PG rather than in VG, because I wanted to go kind of max VG on the juice, but there may be the VG nick may be a bit spiky, and it's not just from the company that sent me this. I've had it before with other nicotine in VG juices that I've used, or I've had it in other juices I've made where I've had nick from other companies that's been nick in VG rather than PG. So yeah, I'm gonna change up the nicotine and see if that kind of helps at all. But yeah, it's not going as well as I'd like, which is annoying because it's not rocket science. It's really easy to do. So yeah, so that's that. What else? My Samsung S6 that I use for a whole bunch of stuff is just getting hot as balls. Has anyone else got one of these? I've got this my Samsung S6, okay, and I've had to take the cover off it because it is getting hotter than the sun particularly on the back, and I think there's a processor around here somewhere. And it's just getting ridiculous. Like if it was a mod, you wouldn't use it hot. You know, it's getting stupid. And I don't know if it's because ambient temperature has gone up and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. But yeah, so if you've got a Samsung S6, just let me know if your phone's been hot as fuck recently, will you? That'd be great. Now then, other things. Dizzy had a haircut this week, so she's looking all summery. I would show her, but she's downstairs, so I can't encourage her to come upstairs just to pop in front of the camera. But I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've come to an end. Still got a fan running in the background, so I'm hopefully going to edit that out of the sound when I go through all of the mixing. One of the things that Nick mentioned on his review of his RDA, Grimm, I'm talking about, was the fact, because of the air holes, one of the cool sort of side effects from that is if when you do a little blow, you get the yeah, shoots past your face, which works if you've got a skinny face or no beard, or because I've got this because I've got the kind of the logo pointing outwards on here. If I get a vape on this now, it goes in my face and down my chin. Still a nice little RDA though. I'm quite impressed with it. But yeah, is there anything else? Oh, I had a wire delivery today. Previously, you may know that I have been using Zivip, Z-I-V-I-P-F, over on Foreign Shores, and they've been very, very good. However, I got a wire delivery in from Stealthvape in the UK, and that should keep me going for a while. There's 450 meters of wire going on there. Which is a hoot, and yeah, there's a few kind of extras that they've thrown in there as well, at 50% extra free on a few bits and bobs. But yeah, that was a cheeky little 50 quid. And hopefully I've got plenty to keep going with. Got 24 gauge 316L, 26 gauge 316L, 22 gauge 316. I've got 26 gauge N80, 26 gauge standard issue, which I'm assuming is Kanthal. Kanthal A1 34/35 gauge, so I can make a bunch of Claptons. I've got 2 of those, so I can do a whole bunch of Claptoning. And some more nichrome at 24 gauge, so that should keep me going for a while. It means I've got fanning around making a load of Claptons again now. But as you know, my favourite, or as you may know, my favourite kind of coil at the minute, or has been for a while, is dual 26 gauge N80 with about sort of 36 gauge or 35 gauge Kanthal wrapped around the outside, and then I flatten it and everyone's a winner. And I really enjoy using that coil, so I'm going to make a whole bunch of wire up. I'll use my my little coil jig builder thingy that I reviewed later a while ago, and just make up some sort of 3-foot lengths with it, because it's just nice and easy. Now then, that is it, guys and gals, I think. That really is. So thanks very much for watching. I'm going to get this up. Don't forget to go over and check out the Facebook page, link down below. I'll also put a card up in the during this review at various places, I imagine, showing where you can get the Vaping Biker t-shirts from, if you so wish, and that's all on the vapingbiker.co.uk website. But otherwise, I think we're good to go. Thanks very much for watching. I've been doing the Vaping Biker. This has been a whole bunch of stuff, and things just don't look like they're slowing down. It's going to be a busy few weeks. Right, I will see you on the next one, guys. Thank you very much, and make sure you go and have it large. Oh, have fun.
It's come to an end. I feel an obligation to start again.